This is the Enjoy Life podcast, here to help you choose your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it. It does take a little bit of work, some effort on your part, but that effort is worth it because this is your life and you can experience the benefits of the work that you do. And this podcast is here to help. Life doesn't magically turn out exactly how you want. It's up to you to make it happen. Now, you may not have chosen to be exactly where you're at right now in your current situation, but you will choose what you do about it. If you're ready to put forth a little bit of effort, take some small steps toward living the life that you want, then you're in the right place. Let's get started. Welcome to the Enjoy Life podcast. I'm your host, Nick Mazie. I am thrilled that you're here, that you're joining in, that you're listening in, just because this podcast is here for you. To help you to make the most of where you're at right now in your life so that you can enjoy your life. Now is a crazy time for all of us, it's just about everybody. This coronavirus pretty much impacted everybody, I'm pretty sure. And so, we got to adapt and adjust a little bit. And that was one of the things we talked about in the last episode, or the main thing is, when rough days happen, you're making the best of the situation and doing your best to choose your mindset, goals, and actions to adapt, and so that you can still make your life as good as it possibly can be. And we're going to continue on a little bit of that same path because this podcast is about enjoying life, making the most of where we're at and choosing those big three, those mindset, goals, and actions, so we can guide our lives to go in the direction we want. If you need a little bit more of that positive material, follow me on Instagram. It's at Nick Mazie. You can always send me a direct message there with your thoughts on any of the podcast episodes, the material that I post there, or just how you're doing during this time. If you're ready to kind of adapt those goals that you have, make some adjustments so that things are relevant to where you're at right now so that you can make the most of this time, you should check out the Creating Life Targets program. I've made some adjustments to it. That's why you may not have heard about it in the last week or so. And it's actually put it on a new platform. If you just go to nickmazie.com/CLT for Creating Life Targets, that will take you to where you can learn some more about it. All right, on to today's episode. Let's dive into this. So I'm talking about trying something new to enjoy your time. That's kind of the title we got for it. Because right now, really enjoying life. With this podcast, it might kind of sound a little bit like a funny thing. Because many of us, if all of us. It doesn't really seem like the situation we're in right now is fun. It doesn't look fun. And as of this actual recording, the virus running rampant, or kind of across the globe and across the United States, it's just spreading. And there's recessions, economic recessions, just kind of gearing up all over the place. In the United States here, and elsewhere. And many of us are under this shelter and home, or in Charlotte where I live. We're just ordered another month of shelter at home for us. Pretty much needing to stay home, except for very essential activities. That does not sound like fun. And it's not fun. The situation doesn't lend itself to be fun. I have a choice to make though. I can let this massive change to my routine in life just completely ruin all of my days. Or I can try my best to make the most of where I'm at. And try to enjoy life. Now, you already know which one I'm going to attempt because this is the Enjoy Life podcast. And if you've been around for any bit of time, I try to, make the most of where I'm at, or at least, that's what I attempt to do. And you can do the same. You can do the same. You can try to enjoy life, by enjoying your time. And this might sound a little bit weird, especially right now, because life is radically different. I imagine it is for you. I know it's for me and everybody that I know. It's different for pretty much all of us. It's just, it being very different doesn't mean that you can't try to enjoy any of it. It's crazy. Life's not what I prefer for it to be right now. It's not what I expected it to be, but it doesn't make it any less valuable. Life is valuable and it's precious. No matter how much it's changed, it's an important thing to remember that, this is still our lives. And this new coronavirus and the government's response, has radically changed our lives and our environment. That's a given. That's just true. But there is one major thing that you can do though, and it's major. And this is your choice. This is your choice. You can try to change how you need to so that you still can enjoy life. The outside situation, the environment, all that stuff impacting us. We can't change that outside stuff. We can't change. Hopefully some scientists are going to make some advancements to treat, cure, or vaccine or whatever for the virus, and then that'll help things, obviously. But I can't go do that. That's not me. But I can choose is try to make the changes that I need to make, to me and myself and my life, so that I can still enjoy life a little bit. And you can do the same thing too. These changes don't have to be huge. In fact, addressing the small things, one little small thing at a time, that tends to have a big impact. So we can't change that outside situation. We didn't choose to be where we're at, but we can choose to make little adjustments. That can end up making our lives more enjoyable. It can help you enjoy your time. So what am I talking about here? I'm going to just have some little questions and a simple suggestion that you can do for each of them. All right. So if you're feeling a little bit bored, well, being on a shelter at home or a shelter at place or a quarantine, that can lead to getting a little bit bored, being stuck where you're at. Now, if you're not naturally creative, where you just kind of instantly come up with wonderful things that are going to be fun and exciting. Sorry, I don't mean to have too much sarcasm in there, but I'm not that person. I don't just get really crafty and stuff. So what you can do is you can Google creative ways to enjoy your time now. Well, I know about Google, obviously, but it's just the simple of taking that step. Okay, I'm bored. Let me try to do something about it without all the pressure being on you to think of things to do. So, I'm definitely not creative in certain areas, not at all. I need help sometimes, a lot of times, to find different little creative things to do when I'm in a very unfamiliar situation. Certain times I'm able to just think of things, and a lot of times I'm not. So when I'm not, I have to remind myself that it's not all on me. Just like it's not all on you to think of different things that you can do with your time so that you're not bored. So that you can make the most of your time. There's tons of valuable resources out there, and I'm not telling you just to believe everything that Google says. No, but you can see it from good sources. Give it a go. Try it. Now, what about when you're feeling a little bit down? Especially being stuck inside, that can lead to feeling down. Fortunately, I do have a backyard, and so I can kind of get out with the little ones in the family and get a little sunshine and play a little bit. Especially if you're stuck inside, or even just this big impact on your life and the changes that have come. Sometimes it can be tough to maintain being positive. And so if you're feeling a little bit down, finding some positive, encouraging, inspirational material out there can be a big help. Not the news. I'm not talking about reading the news. That'll give you the opposite. It'll make you feel more down if you're not already there. But you're in luck right now because there's more positive material out there than ever. There's a ton of negative material, yes. So it takes be a little bit intentional to look for the positive material that can help you. But even just taking a few moments and looking for some positive, encouraging material, it can be great. There's even a lot of them come with suggestions on what you can do to kind of raise your spirits a little bit. It does take being intentional just a tiny bit to go look for it. But no, it's just like the being bored. You don't have to come up with the ideas of how to address it. Not anymore. You use all the resources out there, especially during this time. As long as you still have access to the internet, you can find great ways to help if you're feeling a little bit bored, to help if you're feeling a little bit down. Just like to help if you're feeling a little stressed. All right, stress, it's tough. It's a killer. Well, first of all, stress can actually impact your immune system. So you want to address it to keep your immune system strong. And you can Google stress relief and relaxation tips. Now, once again, don't believe everything that you read on the internet. But you can a lot of times tell if it's coming from a reputable source. Psychology Today and a bunch of other places have great just stress relief and relaxation, some mindfulness or meditation exercises. And just doing a couple of those, can be a real big help. If you've been around this podcast for a while or read my material, you've seen or heard me talk about, some mindfulness exercises. Actually, on Instagram just a little bit ago, I took a screenshot of the Headspace app. I love the Headspace app. You can sign up for their subscription service, or you can just do some of the free exercises they have, and it's just some short little mindfulness meditation, and it's just really simple, really easy to do, and it's really helpful. So if you are feeling stressed, there are some things that you can do to help, and a lot of them don't really take a lot of effort, energy, or time. And for Headspace, you can get it for free too, so it doesn't even take money. So if you are feeling a little bit stressed, remember, you don't have to come up with the things that you can do all on your own. Find some simple, easy resources out there to help a little bit. You'll feel a little bit better. It'll help you to enjoy your time a little bit more. And the last one I just want to point out is, losing energy, especially when you might not be getting the same amount of exercise or going outside as much, or maybe even the feeling down, the feeling stressed, is kind of getting to you a little bit and zapping your energy. Well, if that's the case, then you can Google different things that you can do to help get a little bit of exercise. Staying active, can help you to sleep better. It can help you to maintain your health, and it can end up giving you more energy. Now, sometimes it's difficult to get past that hump to actually do some of the exercises, but that's why I recommend looking for the resources out there that are going to give you free material, on simple, exercises, stretches, techniques, tips to help you boost your energy a little bit. I'm not talking about going out and paying a bunch of money for supplements, but with a little bit of searching, you can find somebody that's going to be positive, encouraging, that's going to speak to you, that's going to help you to stay active, get some exercise, without spending a ton of money on the next little supplement, snake oil type something. Now, supplements are good, but I'm saying there's a lot of stuff out there that they want to just take your money, and it's not really just what you could use during this time of simple ways to stay active while you're in your home. That stuff's available to you. It does take a little bit of effort. You have to take the initiative and be intentional to go look for it. But any of those things, is losing, loss of energy, feeling stressed or feeling down or feeling bored. There's so many resources out there right now that you really can still enjoy your time. You can try something new to enjoy your time and make the most of it. If you need ideas or just don't know where to start, then ask the internet, because you're definitely not alone. You're definitely not alone at all. I just Googled, what to do during quarantine, and I think there was like 500 million responses that Google kicked out in an instant. Now, like I said, you want to try to take it from a reputable source. Be reasonable with what the advice that you're taking. But a lot of times it's just fine. It's just hearing ideas, and then that can get your creativity going, and that can kind of help you to find which ideas make sense most for you and what you want. Because you can find ways to adapt during this time and make the most of it. You really can. Just a tiny little bit of effort, tiny little bit of being intentional, and a big help from the internet. All right. And just make the most of where you're at right now, so that you can enjoy your time to the best of your ability. And that's what I want. That's what this episode is all about. And as always, I just really appreciate you being here, you joining in. Thank you for listening to the Enjoy Life podcast. And feel free to connect with me on social media. My name is Nick Mazey. And also, the creating life targets. That's setting those powerful, relevant goals to resonate with you and your values. That can be more important more than ever right now. You can go to nickmazey.com/CLT and find information about that. Take advantage of it, and that way you can make the most of your time right now. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care. I can't wait to talk to you again soon.